Hello everyone and good night. Welcome back to another episode. And today's video is going to be like uh probably a bit more you know venty. Like I wanted to vent out my frustrations with something that happened yesterday because um I kinda actually exploded um with frustration. Like I didn't lash out at anyone, like I was able to control myself in the moment, but I had to literally go take some fresh air. It happened during a class of mine. I literally had to go take fresh breath of air because I couldn't believe this was happening. It wasn't even that bad, or was it? I don't know. It's not like I wanna minimize my feelings or something. I think my feelings are very real, but I don't know. I don't know. You know, I feel like my whole life something like weird happened to me. And this is that, you know, I've always probably been good with studies. Not only, I won't deny, like, I'm good at studying, but not only that, that I also like studying. So it's like probably 50-50, you know? I dedicate my time into it, I put effort into my studies, and I also like it. So therefore, I think it's like normal or reasonable for me to do well at school. But you know, in my life, I don't. I probably mentioned before that I wasn't like totally bullied at school, like when I was a little kid. But it's not like I was treated very nicely either by other kids my age. Because to be fair, I think I probably was like a total brat. Like looking back on it years later, I kinda like made amends with that fact. I think I was probably an annoying kid. I don't know. Like I don't actually remember that much of me, but uh, I can see how other kids saw me as probably a bit uh, egotistical. I could see how the other kids maybe thought I wasn't as fun. And I was kind of a nerd, so maybe an easy target. I was also fat and blah 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 stuff like that. Some things I've already mentioned, but that's not the only thing that happened. Um, the thing is, like once people have this view of you, once they like have this I don't know this bias towards you, it's super hard to like change their mind. I mean, hell, it happens with adults a lot. So what wouldn't it happen with kids? Think they have more reason to feel that way than adults. I feel like adults have to behave in a different way. As adults, we know that second opportunities exist. It's not that hard to give anyone a second chance. But no, as a kid, your reasoning is different. And as the kids in my class already saw me as that, smart, kind of petty kid. I didn't like make a lot of new friends when I was little. Like I stuck with my two, three friends, which are to this day like still my best friends. And then, as I said, they were like pretty popular at school. But me, these kids already saw me as that, as that kid, who studies a lot and is kind of braggy about his grades. So there wasn't a lot changing their mind when I reached the end of when I was like in the last years of elementary school. Like I probably already changed. I was getting tired of getting being left out and people not liking me as much. So I had probably like a bunch of identity crisis and how to accept myself. I think I've dealt with that when I was pretty young, which led me to the people to be the person I am today. Of course, like I still like couldn't change their mind. So when it came to the time to search for the next step, after elementary school, what is it there, high school? Whatever comes next. Like all my friends were going to this specific school after me, and I just swapped. I just went somewhere else. Partially because like I didn't truly feel comfortable. I want to have a clean slate, a new start from scratch. I wanted to feel what it was like to make friends uh, from scratch without them having any, you know, bias towards me. So I did. Like I swapped schools for a year only because I eventually came back for only because of my three best friends who were all at that school. And all the other kids that already saw me as that petty kid in elementary school didn't kind of try to change their perspective on me. I didn't think they questioned it either. Like I don't think it ever crossed their minds that I've changed since then. I think they never just gave me the opportunity. And it's not like I've ever searched for the opportunity. There were new people as well. Not it wasn't just the same faces as always. So I just made friends with the new people, and that's it. I kind of had time to uh, let those people like meet the new me via those new kids who were like a connection between me and them, the people that already knew me and had a bias for me from elementary. And you know, I as I said, like still there were some people that saw me that way and didn't change the way they saw me. I don't blame them. I think it's fine. I've like dealt with that in my head a long time ago. Stopped worrying me when I was like 14. I'm here now. And what's this about? Well, because you see, I always did good with school, but people just uh, said that, oh no, I was just smart and it was just talent, and that it was natural of me. That was never the case. Okay, I dumped my hours on studying. Maybe it was easier for me, but that still doesn't mean I didn't put the hours in. I didn't put the work. Maybe it came like quicker for me. Maybe the learning process was swifter. I don't know, but it wasn't like I didn't work for this. So ending high school, like I realized, like my friends, I didn't like to be in the spotlight, and it was something like school kind of obligated you because of your good grades. Oh, okay, that happened. And I obviously didn't like that. But I don't know. I lived with it, and I discovered that yeah, I I like kind of uh, I don't know, not having a reputation, either good or bad. I've always liked the that feeling I felt first year of high school, where I was on another place with people that didn't know me. Like I like the feeling of people not knowing me and just meeting them for a fresh start. It was nice, just passing under the radar for once, not having people notice me because they think I'm smart, not having people notice me because they think I'm, I don't know, cocky for being smart. Just new people that don't think anything of me before knowing me. And when I started college, I felt the same safety and anonymity that I did at that starting years of high school when nobody knew me and nobody cared if I was smart. And truly, like, no one cares if you're smart or not in college. Like, everyone's living their life trying to handle however they can and try to live their life to the fullest. So people truly don't care about how you do in exams or not. If you're their friend and you do well, maybe they'll get happy for you. But if I don't know, you get a really bad grade, they'll be there to support you. But it's not like the end of the world, neither for you, neither for them. So it's that, it's like a more adult way of viewing it. And today, I feel like that anonymity, that flying under the radar, oh no, it just kind of turned had a full 180 on me, and I don't know how. Because I had an exam the other day. That exam I thought I did bad, and just because of I don't like talking about my grades before the exam results arrive. Like I don't wanna uh, have conspiracy theories about like how did I do or like if I did well, did bad. I don't like thinking that much about it when it ended. Like I already did the exam. I just wanna chill, you know. But that week, I truly felt like fuck. I did so bad on the exam, and I talked to that. I talked about it with my friends at college, and we all kind of agreed that yeah, exam was hard, and it kind of probably killed us all. But yeah, then grades came, and I had an 80. But all my friends that I said that I performed badly, they had an I don't know, no, the grades that match their the discourse. Like they had I don't know, a 40, a 20, stuff like that. You know, not really good grades. You can say it that way. So then the next exam came. I don't know if I did well, I did bad. Like I came out the exam feeling good. I truly wasn't hoping I would like fail that exam, and results came out yesterday. Turns out I did really good there, and I got 100 on that test. And a lot of my friends performed poorly. So people were starting to catch up, and they said, "Hey, you're really smart, huh?" And I don't know. I feel like I'm much more than that. You know, I'm not. I'm not just that guy who does well in exams. I'm not just that guy who the reality is, I didn't put that much effort into that exam. I did good because I felt like just that subject, that class in particular, was easy. Something that happens to everyone at least once. Um, but then like it stopped being normal. It stopped being like a normal conversation because they were talking about what they would do uh, with the exam notes and how they would like uh, take this subject more seriously. And every time I try to like make a small comment or talk about the situation, they just stopped to look at me and said, "Yeah, but you have 100, so your opinion doesn't really matter in this." And I mean, like, fuck, man. That's the same fucking reaction they people gave me the whole high school process. Like, what do you mean my opinion doesn't matter because I performed well on the exam? That doesn't make fucking sense. Okay, I'm another regular guy just like you, but I did well in that exam. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not anything groundbreaking either. So why am I like being left out of this just because I did well? And it's something like I make it sound like they're really like villains in the story, but they're really not. Okay, they're just I don't know. The thing is, you know, we enter the class, and people like already start talking about their exams with my teacher. He starts going to everyone, like, uh, wants to talk about their grade and uh, what they do wrong, what can they do better next, and stuff like that. But this teacher is kind of an asshole, okay? And he says to one of my classmates, "Hey, you, like full name, you had a really good exam, like an excellent one. I don't remember your grade, but maybe you can explain to your friends." And this guy said he had an 80. So my friends, uh, naturally, like turned to me and like started screaming that I should go and explain it. I think my teacher was probably like joking when he said like to my other classmate to go explain the exam on the whiteboard. But they started like yelling like out loud that I got 100, and I was super smart and I should be able to explain it to them. And all I wanted ever was to just fly under the radar. Like, why are they screaming my name? Telling me to go like explain the class how it's done. And what the fuck was my teacher thinking? Like pulling that joke on a classmate like that. I don't know. It was just a whole weird situation. So uncomfortable, and I really didn't want to do it. And I didn't know how to like reject that. I didn't know how to say no. I won't go to the whiteboard and explain the test for you guys. Um, but I felt super uncomfortable, and then all these other people like started approaching me, asking if I really got 100. This guy, or like the teacher, said first to like go explain the exam at the whiteboard, who got an 80, said, "Did you really get 100?" or something like that. I just started lying to them, like full front, like, no, 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 I didn't get an 80. I only got a 70. I mean, for fuck's sake, like looking back, who really cares about my grade? I know this it sounds like such a nothing burger problem, and it probably is, but uh, what I'm trying to say is like I spent my whole high school trying to become something else other than my grades. I've already given up on doing that on my like family, either my parents or my uncles or something like that, because every time we talk about it, about anything, they just think I'm that. a nerdy kid who has good grades. And obviously, that's not my entire personality. Like, I do a lot of other things. But people, like, just reduce me to that. And that's what I've been trying to, like, avoid all these years. And now, for that situation to be, like, repeating again, college, I don't know, it felt like such a trippy flashback. I had to literally, like, sprint out of the class to get some fresh air. And I cannot, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, I instantly, like, want to talk to my best friend via, like, WhatsApp. I started sending him messages and explained the whole situation. Like, I kid you not, my voice was kind of trembling at the moment. I probably didn't notice, but when I heard the audios back in my house, like, my voice was trembling. Uh, there was like genuine fear over, like, people thinking I was just an extension of my grades again, and not the opposite. Like, my grades are just an extension of me, not just me. I was scared it would happen again. Or at least that's what it felt like. So, anyways, I just, yeah, went for a walk and stepped back into the classroom, but still, um, people still, like, went and approached me, asking me how I did in the exam, probably just to know my grade. But yeah, I lied to them all. I didn't say I got 100, cause I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to feel like people think I'm bragging about my notes, about my grades. I don't want to feel like people think I got 100, so I gotta tell everyone. Like, no, God, for fuck's sake, why are you asking me this question? You know, I know it isn't that big of a problem, and maybe I should kind of grow up. But I don't know. For me, it wasn't a good experience. I'll tell you that. I'm more than just that. I don't want people to know me for my grades. I want people to know me for who I am, and I was really uh being successful on that mission up until today. But I started getting this fame of doing well in the exams, and I don't know. I know it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but here we are, and I'm telling you this, whoever you are, maybe you are myself in a few months, or you're a stranger in the internet. I just want everyone to know I'm more than an extension of my grades. I don't want people to treat me differently because they think I'm smarter. I just want to be like you guys and have fun and stuff. You know, it's hard, okay? Uh, Partially because, like, I felt like I was being thrown back at high school in that moment. That's probably what traumatized me so much. I just truly hope that uh, whenever I, like, come back um, tomorrow and I talk to the same people, like, they will, oh no, they will see me for who I am instead of just a guy who gets good grades. This probably sounds like all over the place, but to me, like, it really is something to be thought of as a person rather than just a collection of grades. Someone who does good. Like, I truly don't think people should care about their performances on stuff like that. But then they all turn to me and say, it's easy for you to say when you got this number. I don't know. Probably they just don't think it's bad, and instead they feel like they're happy for me, and you know, they feel like it's a good thing. But I don't know. It just brought out like a bad memory for me, so I didn't like it. And like I truly think that you can apply this to other situations as well. As I said, it's not like I'm Jesus Christ here. There's probably other people out there that have issues like this, but instead it's like with their identity, there's so much more than just that, and people reduce you to something else. You know, I'm more than just my grades, and I'm a guy who's trying. Can people see that? I just try. So yeah, um, thank you all for listening to this like weird rant of mine. And maybe yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense, but it's just what I feel today. I had like a you know kind of uh weird day because of that. I felt like I just want people to know me for myself. You know, I don't want people to reduce me to that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you liked it, and goodbye.